Here's where I want to start with Kyle and Mauricio. And my mind thinks a certain way. You tune in because my mind thinks maybe a different way than a lot of other people out there. People tell me all the time when you slip into the DMs, I'm the only one that doesn't pander to and kiss all these people's asses, which I'm not trying to be mean. I love a lot of them, but gotta be honest, guys. So here's where my crazy mind goes. Stay with me on this one because I've kind of had an awakening moment. Is Kathy Hilton? That's right. They mentioned her the whole show, so I might as well mention her here. Is Kathy Hilton the reason that Kyle Richards is with Morgan Wade? That is my analysis. I think Kathy Hilton is the reason that Kyle Richards is with Morgan Wade. You know how sometimes in life you're just like, and I think we all get there. Look, the goal in life. You want me to give you some advice here, guys? Because I like to break down and give some advice. This really, I feel, should be everyone's goal in life. I'm being really serious now. This would be my advice to all of you. You want some life advice here? My life advice is everyone else's opinion of you is none of your business. Anything that anyone is saying about you, who gives one rat's a fuck? Okay? So that's the first piece of the advice. Let everybody say anything they want about you. It's none of your fucking business. Pay it no mind. It is noise. Part 2 to the advice. Your goal, because your goal is not to listen to what all these other people are saying about you. Your goal is to understand yourself and be in tune with your feelings and be in tune with your emotions and just live a present and authentic life of what is best for you. And I feel eventually, whether it's a friend, a husband, a lover, a boyfriend or girlfriend, or family. Now, I agree. I feel with family, you really should give it the extra college try. And then you should give it 500 more college tries. But there's a lot of people listening right now, which can sympathize with a Teresa, a Melissa, a Kathy. It just gets to be too much. So Kyle, if you listen to the words she's saying, and I'm not taking sides because I love Kyle and Kathy, she's basically saying like, she grew up with a mother that was very controlling. It was all about her, which if you read House of Hilton, you'll understand. And then it was Kathy trying to, pull the puppet string. So eventually I feel what happened last season with Rinna and Kathy. And I said this at the time. If you go back and listen to all my old Patreons, that scene where Kathy came to Kyle's house and they talked about Lisa Rinna, to me, was one of the most real scenes in Housewives history. I really do. I felt it was real emotion. Unlike Teresa and Melissa, I felt like it was really, they were trying. There was something they were trying to reconcile. It was years. And let's just boil it down. I mean, Mauricio worked for Rick Hilton and then left. And I've heard stories. I heard there were files taken out in the middle of the night. I don't know if any of this is true. I really don't. But basically, I've heard so many stories with a lot of specifics that, Mauricio left and took all the clients. Let's not even get into that. Okay. But regardless of what happened, it was a thing in business that you don't get over that. So that certainly did not help matters. So I really believe Kyle pretty much told us last night, she's under her mother's this. And then Kathy is being very critical of her growing up and it's the older sister. And we all understand the dynamic, but something changed in Kyle with this whole Lisa Rinna thing. She was sitting there and we had Eaglewoman and we had Blue Raven. Thank you, Eaglewoman. Thank you, Blue Raven. Can I just tell you guys for 1 second, I was invited to a watch party last night in LA that was going to be hosted by the one, the only Eaglewoman. and an upcoming guest of Behind the Velvet Rope. So I don't want to mention the guest's name, but the guest knows who she is. Shout out to this wonderful guest who's like one of my new BFFs. But it was going to be hosted by Eaglewoman. And guess what? I did not attend the watch party hosted by Eaglewoman because I am in the Hamptons and I cannot fly 3,000 miles just for a watch party. And even if I could, I can't be there with 1 day's notice. So I was not at this party. But thank you for the invite. I could have gone to a watch party with Eaglewoman. I'm kind of obsessed with Eaglewoman and Blue Raven. But as we learned through her healing process, she just in that scene, and they show flashbacks to the reunion. I really do feel that Kyle just had that, like, I just can't do it anymore. This is just, so I understand, and I'm not ragging on Kathy, but I understand the emotion when you see the light and you're like, I just can't do it. I am suffocating. There's a noose around my neck. And you say, listen, Kathy, you are my sister. You're this, you're that. I just can't do it. I, Kyle Richards, can no longer live my life trying to please my older sister, Kathy Hilton. I get that emotion. I get how she got there. So once she says she looks at the phone and she cringes every time the phone rings and she sees Kathy. I mean, that ain't good. So once, guys, can you guys relate to this? Whoever it is, your older sister, your older brother, your husband, your friend, your toxic fucking friend. God knows what state she's from, but we all have a toxic friend like that. And when you finally part ways, you can wish the person so much love. I'm sure Kyle wishes Kathy nothing but the best, but it is a dance party. It is a dance party in your head. You know, I have certain friends where I'm like, I wish you the best of luck. I am so happy in life that I never have to speak to you again. And so two things get to be true. So when Kyle, when that weight is lifted, I feel from watching this episode last night that Kyle said, this feels so fucking good. Goodbye, Kathy. She wishes her well. They'll be at weddings together. They'll be very cordial. You then apply that to your whole life. You're like, this feels so damn good. Let's keep going. And oh, excuse me, Mauricio, you don't like the tattoos? Go fuck yourself. I'll get as many tattoos as I want, bitch. So I just had this epiphany. Like, I think Kathy Hilton is the reason that Kyle is with Morgan Wade. I think Kyle has had this whole, like, wait a second, I'm going to get in tune with myself and what other situations in my life are not authentically making me happy. And I think that is really someone's goal in life. I do. I don't believe in going through the motions. I believe when it's family, you really, really, really should give it like 12,000 extra tries and, you know, hang in there, but eventually you have to live life for